So to put it bluntly, I was really pushing to speak to the Crown Prosecution Service directly to understand exactly what this request is, what does it mean for the case, should I be concerned? And I actually managed to get a 3 hour Teams call with the Crown prosecutor involved in my case. And I have to say that that was an incredible call. And firstly, they provided me so much insight as to what to expect going through to trial. Really had a good feel of like the anticipation of being in a courtroom, how it would flow. I felt very much like, okay, this person also really understands my case. He's been involved from the very beginning. He knows all the ins and outs. I feel very like secure in his kind of thought process and how he was going to navigate this. However, he did say that the defence would like to have a sleep specialist do an assessment on me. I was like, sure, no problem, why not? I've already handed over my counselling notes, my mobile phone. I didn't want anything to hinder getting to court. So I was very much a yes person and was like, of course, no problem. If you think this will help, fine, of course. So I proceeded with that. There was no real kind of suggestion as to kind of which direction this was. At this point, I'd never heard of Sexsomnia. So I kind of was just lured into a false pretense, essentially, that this was merely going to be a bit of a tick box exercise, but the defence has asked for it, so probably best to go ahead and do it, but nothing to be worried about. So I actually received a like 15, 16 question questionnaire via the police on like a Microsoft Word document sent to me via email, and I responded back within like 48 hours. Again, I didn't want to be causing any delays, so I was like very adamant to sit down, dedicate some time, get it sent off. There was a couple of questions that I thought were a bit inappropriate and a bit like fishing for information. So some things I kind of declined to answer, but a lot of it was like, did I have restless leg syndrome? Am I a bit of a snorer? All that kind of stuff. So it seemed quite standard and generic, and especially after speaking to my father, he probably would have answered exactly the same as me as well. So it was quite generic in regards to the sleep questions. And that was kind of the last I'd heard. There was no further follow up, no kind of red flags. Yeah, I was left in a space that I've done the right thing. This is what they've asked for. Of course, I'm going to say yes. And then I had a telephone call in October, and it was very much out of the blue again. And it was my SOAT officer essentially saying that I need to be at a local South London police station for a meeting on the following day, approximately 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and there'll be CPS representatives present, and I just need to make sure I can be there.